the Los Angeles School District hired a forensic therapist named Dr. Stan Katz to basically determine how much in damages a 9-year-old girl should receive after she was sexually assaulted by another boy at one of the district schools. So this girl had less than standard IQ, was between 64 and 70, and the boy who assaulted her was, quote, normal, I guess. And so
he was not developmentally disabled.
Yes, correct. So there's some interesting quotes that he gave during his testimony that I want to read. There's a relationship between intelligence and depression. What happens is the more you think about things, you can ruminate, you can focus on things, you can look at the complexities of the matter and become less depressed. This makes no sense to me. And then her attorney said, so because she may be less intelligent than a general education student, she's going to suffer less depression because of it. And he said, very possible, yes.
So the school district hires this guy to come in and save them because it was a repeat.
They don't want to pay damages.
Right, this 9-year-old girl was repeatedly sexually assaulted, right?
By a boy at
So
their
the school, the argument would be the school sort of did not put this girl in a safe place, or so.
Yeah, so
and
their fault.
So they hire him to say, hey, she was mentally disabled. She's not even going to remember. It's not that big a deal if it happens to a mentally disabled person. It's not like it happened to a normal kid.
Right.
And the great thing is, it apparently totally backfired on the jury.
100%, because they ended up having to pay $1.4 million in damages, but really they were only asking for $12,000 for therapy sessions. Because apparently the jury was offended and disgusted that LA did that.
Yeah, and it's also possible, and I don't have to be a therapist to know this, it's also possibly someone with developmental disabilities may have more trouble dealing with sexual trauma because they don't know how to process it.
They don't know how to cope with the trauma.
But I love it that the jury was like, hey, fuck you, Dr. Katz. You know?
I mean, that's amazing, right? Because that almost never happens. I mean, juries have been letting us down left and right lately.
Her lawyer apparently asked for only up to $12,500 to pay for therapy.
Right.
And the jury awarded her $1.4 million.
Which is just insane, and I kind of love that.
Yes.
But also, Katz interviewed her 2 years after the assault in 2012, and he did admit that she would need therapy to cope with the trauma, but he blamed her problems on a lack of a father in her life.
Jesus. God, man,
God,
it's not just what you're wearing, it's what your dad's wearing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking, Jesus Christ.
Wow.